This episode, along with hundreds of others from Calaroga Shark Media, is available without commercials. Just look for the banner on your Apple Podcast app to subscribe and try it free for a month.
Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. In a rare joint official engagement, King Charles has handed over the role of Colonel-in-Chief of the Army Air Corps to Prince William. The transfer of the colonelcy took place in front of an Apache attack helicopter at Middle Wallop airfield in Hampshire. King Charles, who became the inaugural holder of the title 32 years ago, expressed his great sadness in passing on the role. He said, "Let me just say what a great joy it is to be with you even briefly on this occasion, but also it is tinged with great sadness after 32 years of knowing you all, admiring your many activities and achievements through the time that I've been lucky enough to be Colonel-in-Chief of the Army Air Corps." The Army Air Corps holds special significance for the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, who served as an Apache helicopter commander and co-pilot gunner during his second tour to Afghanistan in 2012. In that most royal of ways of sending Harry a message, the agenda called for William to take to the skies in an Apache on a capability flight. This event marks a significant moment in the transfer of responsibilities within the royal family as King Charles continues to delegate roles to Prince William. Charles told the crowd, "I do hope you'll go from strength to strength with the Prince of Wales as your new Colonel-in-Chief. The great thing is he's a very good pilot indeed. I can't tell you how proud it has made me to have been involved with you all this time." In an exchange with an attendee, Charles was asked about his chemotherapy and shared, "It was terrible losing your sense of taste." Meanwhile, in Nigeria, Meghan co-hosted a Women in Leadership panel event where she admitted to changing her style in a bid to fit in with the local fashion. She looked stunning in a red maxi dress, ethically created by Nigerian designer Aurora and priced at less than £230. Meghan revealed that her decision to wear the bold dress was a last-minute choice, explaining, "It has been a whirlwind 24 hours since we arrived, and I very quickly got the memo that I need to wear more colour so I can fit in with all of you in your incredible fashion." Although Meghan arrived an hour late to the event, her passionate speech seemed to make up for any ill feelings. She expressed her gratitude, saying, "I want to start by saying thank you very much for just how gracious you've all been welcoming my husband and I to this country. My country. I am just flattered and honoured and inspired. It has been a whirlwind 24 hours since we arrived." While Meghan was co-hosting the event, Prince Harry reportedly left her in Abuja to visit a hospital in Kaduna, a region deemed unsafe by the UK government. The UK Foreign Office advises against all travel to Kaduna State due to frequent banditry, violent attacks, and a high threat of kidnap. Despite the risks, Harry, accompanied by a 4-strong security detail, visited the hospital to meet with Nigerian soldiers who had suffered injuries fighting against the terrorist group Boko Haram. Meghan faced a heartbreaking moment during the trip as she missed out on spending Mother's Day with her 2 children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, who were believed to be staying with Meghan's mother. Royal commentator Kinsey Schofield told Talk TV, "Every time Meghan Markle opens her mouth, she wants to remind us that she's a feminist. Aside from the poverty that Nigeria is dealing with, there are severe cases of violence against women and girls, which I think is a very big concern." Schofield added that there were more pressing issues Meghan could be focusing on that would directly impact women and girls from impoverished communities. A basketball court? Meghan Markle, you're supposed to be this feminist and queen of the world. They're just total virtual signal. All they do is virtual signal. What is a basketball court going to do? A friend of the king told The Times, "While it is true the king is understandably wary about meeting with Harry, given the publicity circus that seems to surround all such visits, he did of course agree to see his son at the most vulnerable moment of his illness in February, and at very short notice. While he was hardly going to roll out the red carpet the moment his Invictus trip was announced, with doctors advising him to focus on his treatment and recovery, the idea that he refused to find space in his diary, well, let's say recollections may vary once again." Palace Intrigue will be right back. In a surprising move, King Charles has stripped H.M. Sheridan, Queen Elizabeth's favourite village butcher, of one of its treasured royal warrants. John Sinclair, co-owner of the butcher's shop near Balmoral Castle, which has supplied the royal family for nearly 40 years, expressed his disappointment and speculated that the decision might have been made because his beef is not organic. The decision came as part of a review of 184 royal warrants previously granted by King Charles when he was Prince of Wales. While 145 businesses were informed that they had retained their warrants, at least 8 firms, including H.M. Sheridan, attempted to retain their status but were rejected by the palace. Sinclair, whose shop received an order from Balmoral just days before Queen Elizabeth's death in 2022, said, "We're disappointed that we no longer have the warrant. Obviously, we didn't meet the criteria, but I don't know why. I'll be asking a question about that. Maybe it's because we're not fully organic. It's a job getting organic meat to this part of the country. We're in the middle of nowhere up here." Among other household names that have lost their royal warrants were Vauxhall Motors, British oldest surviving car brand, and Taylor's of Harrogate, maker of Yorkshire tea. Taylor's had unsuccessfully reapplied for its warrant, with a spokeswoman stating, "While we did reapply, we've always recognised that change was likely following the passing of Her Majesty the Queen." Some businesses have speculated that sustainability and environmental awareness may have played a role in the decision-making process, as King Charles has been known to prioritise these factors. Laurel Foreman, owner of Walk Farm, an organic meat supplier in Aberdeenshire, expressed her delight at retaining the firm's warrant, attributing it to their organic and sustainable farming practices. In a landmark move, Queen Camilla has also granted warrants for the first time to 7 businesses, including 2 wine merchants, a chemist, a florist, a jeweller, a stationery supplier, and the luxury department shop Fortnum & Mason. The loss of a royal warrant can be a significant blow to businesses, as it is estimated to boost revenue by at least 5%. The review process has left some companies wondering if they are not environmentally aware enough of the King's warrant, while others have accepted the change as part of the natural progression following the passing of Queen Elizabeth. Lancashire Cricket Club has expressed its honour in welcoming the King as its new patron, succeeding his mother, who held the role for 7 decades. A portrait has been commissioned to commemorate the occasion, which will be displayed in the Emirates Old Trafford Long Room upon completion. Andy Anson, chair of Lancashire Cricket, conveyed the club's pride in its connection with the royal family and its delight in having His Majesty the King continue the tradition as Lancashire's cricket patron. Anson also expressed the club's willingness to welcome the King to Emirates Old Trafford, extending an invitation should the opportunity arise. In addition to his patronage at Lancashire Cricket Club, the King also serves as patron of the Marylebone Cricket Club. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or your app of choice. And give us 5 stars. If you like the show, leave us a review. We'll read them here. And if you'd like to hear this show commercial-free, you can do so now, being a Apple subscriber. And just look for the banner on your Apple app. And you'll get hundreds and hundreds of other shows from Calaroga Shark Media. And you can do it all for free for the first month. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.